Hey, everybody, it's tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we about to get into it. So this tea time is dedicated to the Puerto Rican princess, Joseline Hernandez. Joseline Hernandez did an interview with Carlos King yesterday. And if you want to know up front and then you want to check out of this video, my thoughts are 100% go watch the interview. And I will give it up to Carlos King. Let me give Carlos King his flowers because I beat him up a whole lot of times over here, okay, on my thoughts about other things that he does. But I will give him his flowers for this YouTube channel and these interviews that he's doing on his YouTube channel, because these interviews are his secret sauce. Okay, they're everything. And the way that he sets it up, where the interviews are in two parts, he drops the first one Tuesday morning, and then you don't get to see part two until the next Tuesday, okay, the following week. And in between that, he throws little teasers out to let you know don't miss this interview when it drops. So for that, I give it up to Carlos King. Now back to the Puerto Rican princess. Who knew? Who knew that this chick was one of the most smartest reality business people out there? She knew when to hold them. She knew when to fold them. She knew when to walk away. She knew when to run. And she's not sitting there waiting for some network to honor her worth. She's going out there and saying, listen, if you want me, this is what you got to pay. She owned her own intellectual property. And she said, at the end of the day, my daughter, Bonnie Bella, when I'm long and gone, she going to get paid for my work that I did. And her daughter's daughter will get paid too. Now, the rest of them sitting over there crying. They don't recognize me. They won't show my work. They won't do this. They did me dirty. But you're still sitting there, allowing them to continue to treat you the same way they've been treating you that you claim is dirty. Know your worth. Don't let nobody tell you twice that they don't care about you and they don't want you. Now, we're going to get more into this interview, people, right after this. All right, everybody. I did take notes on this interview, but then I saw this young lady, this Hello Beautiful blog, took perfect notes. So we're going to use this particular blog note. So let me go ahead and share a screen with y'all, right? So Joseline Hernandez get candid in a juicy tell-all Carlos King interview. Okay, people, like I said, go over there and watch it. Really good. Joseline Hernandez sat down with Carlos King to reflect on her love and hip-hop Atlanta start, leaking her own new photo to prove her womanhood, and a sexy romp with Stevie J and Mimi that went down. Okay, so she sat there and told her truth. Shout out to Joseline. Joseline Hernandez sat down with Carlos King for an in-depth interview where she recounted her journey to becoming the people's Puerto Rican princess. And you know what? When you do these reality things like that, and you can start your brand and put it out there and people connect to it, you better go ahead and do the darn thing. When she called herself the Puerto Rican princess, that's branding yourself right there. And that's what everybody kind of knows her as, right? The former Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star gave King a look into what she was feeling while becoming famous at the time when social media gave anyone a chance to criticize her. She explained that there was a person behind the personality and record some incidents that hurt her, right? Listen, to this day, social media it gives everybody the opportunity to criticize perfect strangers. Okay, I call them keyboard gangsters. When you want to hide behind your keyboard and say what you got to say, and you know one thing, you can do a YouTube channel many ways, but listen, I show my face. I show my face, people. So I say what I say and I stand behind it. But rarely ever do you catch me just coming out saying very hurtful, mean things to people. Usually when I'm up here, I'm recapping an article, a situation that happens, or a reality show that I saw, and it's my opinion on what my eyes saw. And my opinion doesn't have to align with yours. Your opinion has to align with you, and my opinion aligns with me. But we'll carry on. Joseline Hernandez explained what it was like to connect with Stevie J as a 20-something Atlanta transplant. And when she knew it was time to walk away from the popular series he introduced her to. She knew when it was time to walk away. And I think that's what goes on a lot now with some of these reality stars. They don't know when it's time to walk away. And so, unfortunately, the network kicks them out, gives them the boot, okay? Lisa Rinna is one of those examples. She stated what it was like to build her reality show and discussed her upbringing in Puerto Rico. Hernandez was highly vulnerable during the conversation. At one point, she became emotional talking about her relationship with her mother and her standards for herself as a mother. See what juicy tidbits Hernandez shared in the interview below. Now, I will say this. When she talked about motherhood herself, being a mother, as she had a different take on, what being a good mother was. But here's the thing, there's no book on how to be a mom, and we all learn by trial and error, and we do the best that we can with the resources that we have. So Joseline Hernandez explained why she decided to address rumors she was not a cis woman with a naked photo. Okay, the arrival of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta came with a flood of rumors, including one about breakout star Hernandez. People were like, oh, she's a man. People were like, Joseline's a man. And I knew that was so ridiculous, she said. So Hernandez reminded King that she shut the rumors down by posting a picture of herself naked. Every question went out the door. They were like, hold up, we got this wrong, she said, laughing on the couch in a black satin gown. She said, I posted a picture of me on Twitter naked because I just felt like the world needed to know. Was it a risky thing to do? Absolutely. But I was looking fine as all outdoors. Absolutely. And would I do it again? Absolutely, she continued. So I remember when that happened, and yes, she shut the rumors down. And see, here's the other thing. When you want to become a reality star, you got to know how to navigate the world. Why? Because social media, even if you are one of the most beloved reality stars, you will always, and when I say always, get somebody that's going to be negative out there, that's going to come for you and come for your throat. And no matter what you do, they're going to criticize it. And that's the reason why you got to know how to navigate that thing. So Joseline Hernandez met Stevie J less than 2 weeks before being cast on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. You know what? I'm going to say this too with Stevie J. It's a shame that all of his antics kind of rise above his talent, because for him to have met Stevie J 2 weeks before she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and for him to have the insight that, she was going to be good on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And they said, Stevie J, there's a lot of other stuff that he has done that kind of goes under the radar because of all of his antics. It's a shame. If he could put those antics aside and really do his business, his name probably will go down in history. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, first season features Hernandez, Stevie J, and Mimi Foss in an intense love triangle. Hernandez stated that was not the case when she was brought into casting. She said, I didn't sleep. I'm changing the words, people, with him before he took me to Mona. He didn't get no pee, she said. He didn't get no head. He pulled his D out on me in the studio or whatever, and obviously nothing happened because, honey, I'm a lady, Hernandez told King. The two formed a friendship after she approached him about working together, and that grew into a relationship, according to Hernandez. She said Foss was not being messy, and that they clashed over Mimi trying to figure out what was going on. She said she was not initially attracted to Stevie J. King inquired if Hernandez was intimate with Stevie J out of a sense of gratitude for placing her in front of the producers. She indicated that the relationship evolved slowly. I never really liked him at the beginning, but I'm like, Hernandez replied that they have to make me like them. She said, I've always been the creator of the whole situation. So for me, it's like, I really don't see a guy and be like, oh, I like him. No, she continued. She explained that she had missed out on the peak of his fame and power in the music industry and was unaware of who he was before they met. I thought he was kind of lame. I thought he was just like a regular guy, said Hernandez. Never did I think I was going to have a baby by that fool. Okay. All right. So she also said, listen, a lot of females sometimes, we fall in love and get into it with the wrong person. And voila, next thing you done had the man's kid or kids. Okay. It's happened to the best of us. She also said he was a fun guy. And shortly after spending a significant amount of time hanging out, they started sleeping together. The Joseline Cabaret creator also stated details about a steamy threesome she had with Stevie J and Mimi. While she says she goes into great detail in her upcoming book, she did tease she had better head, meaning that Mimi didn't really please her that well, but that's guess neither here nor there anywhere. Jocelyn Hernandez had boss level aspirations long before her cabaret. Hernandez was actually trying to manage another artist before she showed up on VH1. She was trying to manage a singer who was the daughter of one of her fellow dancers at Onyx in Atlanta when she came across Stevie J. She said, I did music and I wanted to do music, but I always felt like I was better handling than anything, she told King. I could handle business. I could do my stuff. I could make things pop off and I could seal a deal. And she has proven that every word she said is absolutely true. She was in search of a producer who could take her artist into the studio. She approached a friend of hers named GB, who introduced her to Stevie J. He recognized her star power immediately. He told me, I don't want to work with the girl. I want to work with you. You the superstar. Hernandez records Stevie J telling her. And you know what? He was right. A lot of producers, great producers, they have an eye right away on who is going to make it and who is not. Okay. They said, oh, what is his name? His name is slipping my mind right now. Popular producer who they said, just had an eye for it. He would know right away. And the one who kind of helped Whitney Houston with her career, they said he just had an eye for talent. He knew right away, if he was going to be a star or not. Production realized her star power as well, and they paid for it. Within the first week, I went from making $1,500 per episode to making $11,000 per episode in a week. Now, come on now. That's no joke, Hernandez said. I didn't ask for them to bump me up. They bumped me up. That's what she said, okay? Now, that's true talent right there. That's being that girl. She claimed by the end of the second season, they were paying her $20,000 per episode and that she was making $50,000 per episode when she chose to leave. They were just throwing money at me. For you to leave a franchise when you're making $50,000 per episode because you know your worth and know that you're worth more, now that's that chick right there. She explained why she chose to leave. It was time for me to do something different, she said. I just had Bonnie Bella, her daughter, and I just wanted more, Hernandez added. So just knowing that money didn't strap you down, that's real, people. Carlos King and Mona Scott Young tried to humanize Joseline Hernandez on the series. King described an emotional scene featuring Hernandez discussing her experience as a teenage runaway that wound up on the cutting room floor. Now, I did not know that Carlos King also was the producer over there for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I didn't know that. We all fought for that to make air, King said. The owners of the company at the time said it didn't fit into the episode. We have to humanize her, he recalls saying. We wanted that to be a scene because I felt like that would explain why Joseline is tough and why she feels the need to go hard. Hernandez cried, revisiting her rough childhood and her issues with her mother. I just felt like a lot of moms don't take responsibility for them not taking care of are guiding their kids the way they need to be guided. She said, I just felt like I could have been so much further in life if she was just a better mom. Now, she also talked about the Rick Ross rumors and said they were false. Hernandez made it clear that she is selective about who she chooses to date. I've been with every little bit of two men this whole time I've been famous, she told King. And if you notice that when I thought back when she said that, it's true. I haven't seen or heard about, well, we heard rumors, right? But she knocked down the rumor with Rick Ross, but I haven't seen Joseline with a whole bunch of men. He followed up by asking her about the rumors that she may have had a little affair or something with Rick Ross, between splitting with Stevie J and connecting with her husband, DJ Ballistic. Stevie J called out Hernandez and Rick Ross for posting a picture together that Stevie J appeared to deem suggestive in 2016. In the picture, which includes both Monica and Anthony Hamilton, the hand of Rick Ross slightly grazes the hip of Hernandez. She denied it flatly. No, we never did, she told King. I can take a lie detector test. So she let you know we can get this down right now. Hernandez did express a friendly appreciation for Ross' personality. He's cool. He's sweet. I hung out with him a couple of times at his house parties that I was invited to. But no, we never had anything going. Joseline's cabaret owes its success to a run-in at a dog park. Hernandez gave King his flowers for connecting her to the CEO of Zeus. He said that he did not publicize his involvement in the show because he was there to serve. So that's what Carlos King said. So Joseline said pretty much, listen, Carlos King helped me get my cabaret. And she also hinted, there was a lot of shade in this interview to, I think, his previous two interview guests, Nene Leakes and Kenya Moore, because she said, when you have a friend that can connect you to other people and you want to sit on the couch and cry about what somebody's not doing for you, you're a fool. Carlos King alluded to the fact that sometimes people think that only other people of other color can help them, get somewhere in life. And, they kind of discount the fact that he can perhaps help them too. So like I said, go watch the interview. It was very interesting. So King shared that he was looking for a plumber to connect with Hernandez, and they connected at a dog park. Okay. So that was so they connected at a dog park. So also Joseline said in this interview that one, she owns her cabaret show. Two, she's an executive producer. No matter what she does, she says she gets a bonus to even just show up the work. And then she gets paid on the back end. And she says she streams her cabaret show that she wrote herself and helped produce, so that way the generational wealth will continue with her daughter and any children that her daughter have. So this girl is really smart. I was shocked to hear, her business savviness during this interview. And listen, in the interview, she's Joseline. Joseline is Joseline. I mean, what do you want, right? Very colorful. And what I'm curious to see and find out if in part two, he's going to address the fact that she got arrested and all of the trouble she kind of got into behind getting arrested and how that is going. So listen, guys, watch the interview. It was a great interview. It's worth your time. Listen, if you watch the whole season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, trust me, you could spend this hour on this interview with Carlos King and Joseline Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess. I enjoyed it. Listen, people, y'all know the routine. Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, thanks for watching and welcome back. Everybody out there, hit that like button. And listen, guys, I'll see you in the next video.